Wow. Wow. Finally here. Control surface support for Luna in this latest update. Couldn't be happier about that. My name is Steve Kinney. I'm a producer and engineer. I work strictly in Luna these days, and this is a big addition to my workflow. I've been one of the biggest critics over the past year for Luna not having control surface support from launch, and I can honestly say I'm not a critic anymore. The dev team had to have been working overtime on this one because their implementation on this is just next level. They've got some features in there that are not like any other DAW, so thank you, Universal Audio, for doing such a great job on this. And of course, included in this update are a few other really sought after features like sidechain support, and we'll touch on that as well. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, and leave a comment below. Let me know what control surface you plan on using with Luna, and consider supporting the channel further at thestevekinney.com. I've got templates and presets. You can schedule one-on-one time with me if you have questions about production. So it's a great way to support me further so that I can continue to make videos like this for you guys. All right, so with that out of the way, let's talk about the new control surface support. All right, so the control surface support for Luna comes in the form of Mackie Control Universal Protocol. So if you have a controller that supports that protocol, you're going to be able to work with Luna no problem. So we're talking about fader ports, Behringer X-Touch, the SSL UF8, Mackie Control Universal Pros, platform series by Icon. So let's talk about what works with the control units. You get your standard stuff like mute, solo, pan, obviously using the fader. You've got read, touch, latch, trim, scrubbing, zooming, adding markers. Of course, the transport features like play, stop. Pretty straightforward here. Now, earlier in the video, I mentioned that their implementation of MCU is better than any DAW that I've used. So real quickly, I'm going to run through those features that are very unique to Luna and the way that the dev team implemented MCU protocol. The first feature to talk about is bus spill. Now, this is a Luna feature in general, but it's super cool for them to have added that extra layer of coding into the MCU protocol support that allows the control surface to follow along with what's going on your screen. This certainly could have been overlooked by another dev team, so again, kudos to UA for including that. Next, let's talk about focus modules. Now, this is a feature that I've only seen inside of Luna, and it's by far my favorite feature. I think the implementation is just out of this world. So basically what you can do with the focus module is allocate one device specifically to be your focus module. So for example, I would have my Platform Nano here as my focus module, and I'd have platform extension devices completely independent from my one fader. But this is where it gets really cool because I would be able to control them independently from one another. So no matter whatever I'm clicking or highlighting on in Luna is going to be represented on this device, while the rest of the mixer is still on is still displayed across all the other devices. And it's also worth mentioning when you create a setup like this in Luna that when you utilize bus spill, the single fader device becomes the bus fader, so it's the main bus fader, and then the other channels become spread across your other devices, which is really cool. Creates this awesome, powerful workflow, and it's really tempting me to get some fader bank extensions. Next, we need to talk about surface fader tapers. This is again a really key difference between UA and other developers. It's just that extra attention to detail that they like to place on their products. This feature enables Luna to follow your unique fader throw. So for example, on the UF8, if you moved your fader down to -20 or -10, that specific dB increment will be represented in Luna, so it's going to match whatever is on your device. Alternatively, if you have surface fader tapers disabled, what this is going to do is allow your control surface to follow exactly what's on screen. So if you have API summing or Luna summing enabled, now your fader throw is going to match very closely to exactly what it would feel like on something like a Neve or an API console. Way too cool that they thought to do this. Again, kudos to them for that. Which brings me to what's not included. Now, you can't control plugins yet, and I'm not mad about this whatsoever. It's my speculation that they're probably more than likely working on this in the background. They've probably got something really cool lined up. And me personally, I'm happy to wait if something's done correctly rather than them rush something out that doesn't really feel that good. And if you've seen my recent review on the platform Nano, then you already know how I feel about controlling plugins with my control surface. So hopefully whatever they design is just as good as surface fader tapers and bus spill. And so what else is included in this new release is sidechain support. Super handy and really cool. I don't reach for sidechain support very often personally, but I know a lot of people in the community have asked about it. So it's really cool to see them listen to the community and bring that to everyone. So again, great job, UA. Now, not all UA plugins actually support sidechain support, so at this point, it's just other AEU plugins. In Luna, if you pulled up an instance of FabFilter, you could utilize the sidechain functionality. And it's super easy to use. It's not difficult at all to understand. You turn it on, you send some signal to it, pretty straightforward. And then, of course, included with all updates is the bug fixes. A full list of bug fixes and what's new can be viewed in the release notes. So that's about all for this video. I hope you are as excited about control surface support as I am. I know this is something that I've been waiting for a long time, so I am super excited about the release. To learn more about setting up your control surface with Luna, check out my Luna Basics series, part 9, where I deep dive setting up the device and using your control surface with Luna. And if you've made it this far, you're probably wondering where I'm at. I'm in my new space, and I haven't got it completely set up just yet. More on that in another video. I'm working on a ton of new content now that I'm in this new space. So really stay tuned and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Universal Audio, if you are watching, thank you so much for creating this. This is a wonderful implementation, and I think you guys have really slammed it out of the park. For everyone else, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll be back soon.